Welcome to Living Ultra, where we talk about all things ultra running. And today we're going to talk about Harvey's top 5 race experiences from 2024. I'm gonna use a timer just because I know sometimes
I have a timer right there.
You do?
Yeah, I can see that.
Awesome. We do have a timer right there. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so well then let's get started. Are we counting down like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
Yeah, we're starting from the bottom here.
Okay.
But it's not the bottom.
Yeah.
Who's ready for this, Carly? You ready to go running?
So number 5, what number 5?
All right, so number 5 would be Western States 100, and it's of course iconic ultra, and it was fun to experience that whole race, especially different elements. Like for example, the May training camp was awesome. I really actually liked that a lot, and I would totally suggest anyone do the race. And even if you're not doing a race, you can still sign up for that. And the race itself, it was really quite fun in having our team. Like we had like a team of crew.
Yeah, we had a really great time. I think, and that was probably one of my favorite races that I crewed in 2024 was definitely Western.
I didn't see you guys for very long. I mean, like it was like definitely the Indy 500, like in and out, and you guys did superb with that.
Okay, so we got Harvey. We barely made the far side of the river due to a fire. By the time they opened up the road and we got through there, we were there for about 10 minutes, and then Harvey and his pacer Cody came. So they made it through the river and up to meet us at Green Gate, which is mile 79.8-ish. And we got Harvey out of there at about 8:05 p.m.
Just that area also of the world is beautiful. And we, after the race, got to go to Lake Tahoe. And what was the name of the beach we went to?
I can't remember.
Honey, we're gonna have to look that up because that was incredible.
Yeah.
The water was crystal clear. It was gorgeous to swim. And that experience was one of the highlights, what we did before the race as well as what we did after the race.
It was a clothing optional beach.
Yeah, that's true too. What was the name of that beach? We're gonna look it up and we're gonna put it in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was cool.
So the next one on the list is that infamous Barkley Marathons, and this race is iconic as races get. It was my 3rd year running the race. Every year I've gotten stopped before I finish the second loop, and actually, the 2nd year I came closer. I missed the second loop by 10 minutes, and this year I actually missed it by a larger margin because I didn't find books about midway along the loop. But that race, being there and being present when it had the most finishers of all time, 5 finishers. The most ever before this was 3. And not only that, but to see Jasmine Paris like basically just do like the impossible, what seemed impossible, when she had literally a half a loop to go, and the time was clicking, and most everyone thought it was not even possible that she would finish. I asked Laz, I said, Laz, how many people do you think are gonna finish this loop? And he's like, 3. And I said, Laz, I really believe 5 of them are gonna finish. So to be present during that experience, like seeing her running down like with everything she had and just collapsing across the yellow gate, like that was enough to like fuel the next 20 years of like ultra running. So it was an extraordinary experience to be a part of that, even though my personal race was not outstanding. It was outstanding in a sense of like it had its own moments of excitement, but I didn't go as far as I wish. And then the next race,
Number 3.
from my list is the Bigfoot 200. And not in this group is the Badwater 135, which gets a notable mention because it's one of my favorite races of all time, but I have to choose 5 races, and these are all, much of them are 5 of the 5 are races I haven't ran before.
Yeah, you're in a lot of new races in 2024.
Definitely. In doing Badwater 14 days before this race, and I turned around at the finish line and ran back to the start, so I had done like a 270-mile journey that finished 14 days before the Bigfoot 200. So I went in with like unknown of like how my body would react to running 200 miles after already doing that just 2 weeks earlier. And I was really just blown away by the course, even though we had to adapt due to a fire and smoke. Again, it's up the mountain. Mount 20. Gorgeous views. 2 runners ahead. Vernon just passed through Maine. Mike, Ashley, Stephanie close behind. That's stunning. All right, here we go. So we ended up making the traditional 200 a 50-mile out and back, but the race organizers, Destination Ultra, were really professional. They had it really well dialed down. We had still strong volunteers, and like the racers came from all over the world. So I remember like from Israel to all sorts of parts of the States. And I really just love that race because of like being self-sufficient. It's totally different than other types of ultras. I mean, carrying a lot of your gear, maybe not having an aid station for 20 miles, and just having to be more self-sufficient, immersing yourself more naked in the woods, so to speak. Although we weren't naked in the woods, but it's a.
I was like, what?
No,
what?
No, not that sense, but it's different in the sense that like you don't have a crew member that's going to be 2 miles up the trail to hand off something to you. You have to like really improvise and problem solve on your own, and it really is just a beautiful area of the world up there in Washington. I just love that experience. We had a great crew again. Like the crews, they make it a lot of fun too.
Yeah. Okay, so down to your top 2. What was number 2 of your favorite race experiences in 2024?
Yeah, so number 2 is Big's team Backyard Ultra World Championship. Now Big's, of course, is like with Badwater, my favorite races of all time. The team division is a lot of fun because of the camaraderie. The people that make the team, they had to put in a lot of effort to qualify and make one of the top 8 overall total distances, or they won like a silver ticket at one of the races by winning the race in terms of qualifying races. So the team was really just a lot of fun to be a part of. Again, I didn't have my most a stellar race there. I was like the 4th to final finisher for our team. My goal from the onset was to help our team get as far as humanly possible, and I wasn't so pinpointed on like myself necessarily being the final person, although of course I would have liked to have done that too. But it was still a special experience. You know, getting any Laz's races are always just like something beyond, and the group of people that are often like associated with the race, having Tracy Outlaw there, Naresh, Mike Dobies, good Mike, bad Mike, Mike timing the race, and Sandra, Laz's wife, as well as all of our team members. I was really proud to see Meg and Scott pushing it to the very end, as well as Piotr and all the rest of the team members there, all like really just a great group. So
Okay, so number one race experience in 2024.
So number one would be perhaps a surprise to people, but it was all the way to Botswana for the Salt Pan Ultra Marathon. And the race itself was really special, but also it was the time before and after the race. Yeah,
really great.
So like that was one of our best travel experiences of our lives. And like I had never been to that region of Africa. I was really just blown away by Botswana. Like flying into South Africa was neat, but getting to Botswana is like a very remote country on the planet. I mean, I think it took me 2.5 days to get there. And then just the wildlife. Like, I mean, there's just such incredible abundance. Like there's 150,000 elephants. We saw a female lion. And then we saw like just hundreds of zebras.
Yeah,
and
really unique, like really majestic place. But the race itself is pretty. It's a hard race.
Yeah,
it's 100. They have a 50K and they have a 100K. And it's a hard 50K and it's a hard 100K.
Yeah, most definitely. If you are super fast like Walmsley, you might be able to avoid the hottest part of the day and fly under the radar there. But the race is extremely hot. So I mean, we're talking about like 170 degrees. Their finish rate is like about 20% of people that start the 100K finish 100K, and the race organizers, these two fellas, just go to the nth degree to create an incredible race. Like they had
the whole experience from beginning to end, days before, days after.
The encampment is set up like Marathon des Sables, but they have like basically like a chef and her team that are there providing meals for everyone. They had vegan meals every meal, including other things, but for me, it was just like, wow. And then just the people were just phenomenal. We really enjoyed
friendly.
Like that.
I think it's
from
private.
the whole region. Like there are people from
Namibia,
from South Africa, from Zimbabwe, and some Europeans that had moved to that region as well. But they were just really, it was a really intriguing race because it's like once you get out in the salt pan, it's the largest salt pan in the world. I mean, if you compare it to like the salt pan that is out near Salt Lake City, that's like 200 square miles. This is over 11,000 square miles. So this is a vast area. So if you go, for example, in this race, you get off trail and you go west, you're gonna be going a long time. And
so it's a pretty self-sufficient. I mean, there's 8 stations out there.
Every
but
10 miles, but
yeah.
you are, is unlike the Barkley, you have the right to like wear a watch and that has navigation, and you can. I have my phone with navigation as well. But it is very beautiful and very unique. Just being out there, when you get out to the middle of it, if you look at 360 degrees in all angles, and it all looks exactly alike. So you don't, unless you have your navigation, you may have no idea where in the world you are. So that, and then there's these islands that are out there that you go to that have the big, giant, old, historic baobab trees. That these trees in some areas of Africa can be like over 2,000 years old. So these are really ancient trees and just artistic. But that race, I almost didn't make it. Like I literally made it to like the last, it was so close. I mean, maybe it was the last 4 miles or something ridiculous like this.
Yeah, it was.
But I was running on absolute fumes because I got nauseous with about a half a marathon or maybe 15 miles to go. And like I had run down to like nothing in terms of fuel. I had like pure water and that was it. But I was like just not hydrated, and it was 108 degrees. So I mean,
it was still a great experience.
So it was amazing. I managed to pull it out and finish, which was crazy.
Salt Pans Ultra takes place in September. So it definitely is a race that I say 100%, like, check it out. And if you can make it happen, do it. You won't regret going there. It's
definitely
amazing.
the safaris.
Yeah. So before we wrap things up, somebody did have a question. They asked, how do you manage your running streak? Like, if you were to be sick or just your schedule gets crazy, like, how do you manage your running streak?
Most of the time it's relatively easy for me because I commute back and forth to teaching, to work. So that helps a lot. The toughest times I have with the running streak are like if I run like a race like Badwater and I finish at 11 p.m. and then I have to run the next day and I'm like totally beat up. But it helps to run earlier in the day, I feel. And I really, when I'm running after a big event like that, I'm only doing like literally 1 mile. But right now I'm at something like 2 years and almost 2 years, 5 months or something like that.
And because there's been a couple times, I know, that you've not made it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, well, you just
it's been
start
close.
again. You just start again the next day.
So, I mean, if I go back, I started like in 2014 with a running streak, and I had it almost to 5 years. And then I had like really aggravated my Achilles in the 2019 24-hour world championship. So I like literally stopped running for like 3 or 4 days while Mr. Miyagi worked with me. And then there's been a couple times since then where I literally, I think I literally forgot like the next day. It wasn't like intentional. And so across the last 10 years, I've literally run every day except for maybe 8 days or 9 days. So, but the streak now is like at 2.5 years, and it just becomes part of my routine, like brushing my teeth. Like, it's just something that I feel better overall.
Right. Like,
even that 1 mile helps me to feel loosen up and recover quicker.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, any big things for 2025 we should be looking out for?
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. We are. Well, my biggest goal first I'm gonna come up with my list of 10 or so goals for this next year, but definitely is gonna be going for the individual Big's Backyard for 2025. It's gonna be an epic battle, but I'm gonna be all in.
Okay, great. Yeah. Well, we would also love to hear what some of your favorite race experiences was from 2024. I always love sharing those amongst everybody. So
definitely go get it. We wish you an amazing year ahead and set out your ambitions. Carly, you ready to go run it tomorrow? She's gonna go run at the park.
We're gonna go watch a movie now. You wanna go watch a scary movie?
She's acting pretty calm and subdued here. Oh, there we go.
She's tired.
Oh yeah. Who's excited about running tomorrow?
All right.
Oh, she's ready for a nap.
You ready to go watch a scary movie?
Oh yeah, honey. Definitely.
Okay, let's go.
Let's get it.
Okay.
That was we went a little long that time.
What are you doing?
I'm just playing around, honey. What are you doing? Carly?